Have you ever found yourself struggling to manifest the life you desire, despite your best efforts? Does it seem like the universe is not cooperating, or that your intentions fall short of becoming reality? The journey of manifestation can often feel like a battle against the unseen forces of the universe. But what if the real barrier is not the world around you, but something much closer to home, your own mind? Manifestation is not merely a practice of wishful thinking. It's an intricate dance of energy, emotion, and intention, deeply rooted in both spiritual and scientific principles. Yet so many of us unknowingly sabotage our efforts before we even begin. We make subtle errors, unknowingly blocking our own desires, and this leads to frustration, confusion, and a sense of disconnection from our true power. In this video, we are going to dive deep into the common mistakes people make when trying to manifest their desires and how to correct them. From subconscious beliefs that hold us back to emotional misalignments that create resistance, we'll explore the hidden forces that are preventing the flow of abundance into your life. We'll also uncover practical tools and techniques to rewire your energy and align your thoughts and emotions with your deepest desires. As Joe Dispenza often teaches, when you change your mind, you change your life. This is the essence of manifestation, aligning your mind, body, and spirit with the frequencies of what you want to create. So, if you're tired of feeling stuck and ready to finally break free from these invisible barriers, keep watching. There is a profound truth often overlooked in the realm of manifestation. Self-confidence is not merely a pleasant trait to have, it is the very foundation upon which successful manifestation rests. Without inner confidence, it becomes nearly impossible to align your energy with the desires you wish to manifest. But why does this matter so much? Why does a lack of confidence block the flow of abundance in your life? Manifestation is, at its core, about alignment. It's about aligning your energy, thoughts, and emotions with the reality you wish to create. However, if you harbor doubts, fears, and insecurities about your worthiness or your ability to bring about change, you create a dissonance between your desires and your inner state. This misalignment sends mixed signals into the universe, effectively blocking the flow of abundance and preventing your manifestations from materializing. Joe Dispenza frequently speaks about how our thoughts and emotions are deeply connected to the electromagnetic fields we emit. When you lack confidence, your brain sends out frequencies that reflect uncertainty and fear. These frequencies repel the abundance you seek rather than attract it. Imagine this. You are broadcasting a signal of doubt, and the universe, which mirrors your energy, responds by sending you more situations that reinforce that doubt. This pattern creates a vicious cycle. You think you're not worthy, and the universe responds by giving you experiences that confirm your beliefs. As a result, you keep manifesting the same negative outcomes. Whether it's financial struggle, unfulfilling relationships, or stagnant career opportunities, the root cause often lies in the lack of inner confidence. This issue goes deeper than just thoughts. It's deeply embedded in your emotional body. Emotions such as fear, shame, and guilt are powerful energy states that can disrupt your manifestation process. These emotions act like energetic anchors, keeping you tied to a past of disappointment and self-doubt. It's like trying to swim with a heavy weight tied to your legs. No matter how much you want to move forward, the weight of your insecurities holds you back. But here's the good news. Self-confidence can be cultivated. Confidence is not something that comes automatically. It's a skill that can be developed with intention and practice. The first step toward cultivating true inner confidence is recognizing that you are inherently worthy of everything you desire. This is not an abstract concept. It is a deep truth that you must embrace. Napoleon Hill, in his seminal work, Think and Grow Rich, emphasizes the power of belief in the manifestation process. He states whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. But belief is not just a mental construct, it's an emotional one too. When you believe you are worthy of prosperity, love, success, or peace, your emotional and energetic frequency aligns with that belief, and the universe responds accordingly. So how can you start building this confidence today? Begin by shifting your internal dialogue. If your mind is filled with thoughts like, "I don't deserve this," or "I'm not capable of achieving my dreams," counter these thoughts with affirmations of worth and possibility. Create a new narrative where you acknowledge your inherent value and the potential for greatness within you. But it's not enough to just think positively. You must embody this new narrative emotionally. When you feel confident and deserving, you begin to resonate with the energy of your desires. Visualization techniques can be incredibly powerful for this. Imagine yourself already living the life you desire. Feel the emotions of success, joy, and fulfillment coursing through your body. As you do this, you are retraining your subconscious mind to believe that these outcomes are not only possible but inevitable. In addition to mental and emotional alignment, another powerful way to increase your confidence is through consistent action. Confidence grows when you prove to yourself that you can achieve what you set out to do. Start with small steps toward your goals and celebrate each achievement, no matter how minor it may seem. The more you prove to yourself that you can take action and succeed, the more confidence you will build. This will create a positive feedback loop, where your increasing confidence leads to greater manifestation success, which in turn boosts your confidence even further. One of the most transformative ways to overcome self-doubt is through self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up for past mistakes or perceived failures, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remind yourself that everyone experiences setbacks and challenges on their journey to success. When you approach yourself with love and patience, you begin to dissolve the walls of doubt and self-criticism that keep you from manifesting your desires. At the core of this transformation lies a powerful truth. The way you treat yourself is the way the world will treat you. If you believe you are worthy, the universe will reflect that belief back to you in the form of abundant opportunities, loving relationships, and financial freedom. But if you continue to dwell in a state of self-doubt and unworthiness, the universe will mirror that energy, keeping you stuck in the same cycles of frustration and lack. As you begin to build your inner confidence, you will notice profound shifts in how you interact with the world around you. People will respond to you differently, opportunities will flow more easily, and your manifestations will begin to materialize more quickly. Confidence is magnetic. It draws in what you want, and the universe has no choice but to respond to the powerful energy you are emitting. The key is to stop looking for external validation and begin to validate yourself. Recognize that you are enough, just as you are, and that your dreams are valid. When you can accept this truth, the blocks to your manifestations will begin to dissolve, and you will align with the flow of abundance that is your birthright. In conclusion, the lack of inner confidence is one of the most insidious blocks to manifestation. It's an energetic mismatch that prevents you from aligning with the very desires you want to attract. However, this is a challenge that can be overcome. Through self-compassion, belief in your worth, and consistent action, you can transform your energy and begin manifesting the life you've always dreamed of. Confidence is the key to unlocking your full potential, and once you tap into it, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, abundance seems just out of reach? Why, no matter how hard you try, the feeling of scarcity continues to haunt you? It's almost as if the universe conspires against your success, as if there's an invisible force preventing you from receiving what you want. The truth, however, is much more subtle. The root cause of this scarcity is not the world outside, but rather the way your brain is wired. Your perception of abundance and scarcity is not just a psychological concept. It is deeply rooted in the very functioning of your brain. Our brains are incredibly powerful organs, shaping how we perceive the world and how we interact with it. This neural wiring plays a critical role in how we manifest our desires. Unfortunately, many of us are operating on outdated beliefs and emotional patterns that keep us locked in a mindset of scarcity. This mindset is not a mere thought or fleeting feeling. It is a deeply ingrained neurological pattern that dictates how we respond to opportunities, how we view success, and ultimately, how we attract or repel abundance. Scarcity is not just about lacking money or material possessions. It's a state of mind, a lens through which we view every aspect of our lives. It's the belief that there is never enough love, enough time, enough resources, enough success. This belief is reinforced by our culture, our upbringing, and most insidiously, our own brain. The brain's natural tendency is to hold on to the familiar, even if it's uncomfortable, and scarcity becomes a deeply familiar state. In the realm of neuroscience, this is known as a cognitive bias. Cognitive biases are mental shortcuts that our brains use to make decisions more efficiently. However, these biases often work against us, especially when they are based on limiting beliefs. One such bias is the scarcity mindset, which leads us to perceive the world as limited and ourselves as unworthy or incapable of obtaining what we desire. This bias keeps us trapped in a loop of fear and lack, constantly reinforcing the belief that there is not enough to go around. Joe Dispenza, a leading figure in the field of neuroscience and spirituality, explains that the brain is constantly seeking patterns to make sense of the world. When we repeatedly think in terms of scarcity, our brain wires itself to focus on what we lack rather than what we have. Dispenza emphasizes that thoughts become things, meaning that our brain creates neural pathways that reinforce the beliefs we hold, whether they are positive or negative. The more we focus on scarcity, the more we reinforce the neural connections that keep us stuck in this mindset. One of the most powerful examples of how the brain perpetuates scarcity is the dopamine cycle. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. It's the brain's way of signaling that something important is happening, such as receiving a reward or achieving a goal. However, when we are in a state of scarcity, we constantly chase dopamine hits through external validation, material success, or even the pursuit of more. But the more we seek these dopamine hits, the more we reinforce the belief that we are not enough, leading to a cycle of never feeling truly satisfied or abundant. This dopamine-driven cycle is also linked to our fear of missing out, FOMO. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with images of success, wealth, and happiness, it's easy to feel as though we are missing out on something essential. This feeling of scarcity, of not having enough, keeps us locked in a state of anxiety and stress. Our brain becomes addicted to the feeling of lack, and we begin to attract more of it into our lives. In addition to the neurological aspects of scarcity, there is a powerful emotional component. Fear, anxiety, and stress are all emotions that are deeply connected to the scarcity mindset. These emotions trigger the body's fight or flight response, a survival mechanism that was once essential for survival, but is now often activated unnecessarily. When we live in a constant state of fear or anxiety about our financial situation, our relationships, or our future, we send out a signal to the universe that we are not in alignment with abundance. Our energy becomes misaligned with our desires, and instead of attracting prosperity, we inadvertently push it away. But here's the truth. Scarcity is not the reality. It's a mental construct, a perception that can be shifted. And when you shift this perception, you begin to align your brain, your emotions, and your energy with abundance. It's about rewiring your brain to focus on abundance, not lack. This is where neuroplasticity comes in. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It's the reason we can change our habits, our thoughts, and our behaviors with consistent effort. The same way we've learned to focus on scarcity, we can retrain our brains to focus on abundance. To begin this process, it's essential to challenge the beliefs and emotions that keep you trapped in a scarcity mindset. Start by acknowledging that the thoughts you have about scarcity are not truths, but rather learned patterns. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to live in a state of abundance? What would my life look like if I truly believed that there is enough for me? This shift in perception is the first step toward breaking the cycle of scarcity. One of the most effective ways to reprogram your brain for abundance is through gratitude. Gratitude has been scientifically proven to rewire the brain, shifting it from a state of scarcity to one of abundance. By focusing on what you already have and being thankful for it, you train your brain to recognize the abundance that already exists in your life. This simple practice can significantly shift your perception and attract more of the good things you desire. In addition to gratitude, visualization can be a powerful tool for rewiring your brain. When you visualize yourself already living in abundance, you send a clear signal to your brain that this is your new reality. Imagine yourself experiencing the life you want, feeling the emotions of success, love, and prosperity. The more vividly you can imagine this life, the more your brain will start to create new neural pathways that align with this vision. But visualization alone is not enough. It must be paired with aligned action. When you take action toward your goals, even in small steps, you reinforce the belief that abundance is available to you. Every time you make a decision that supports your goals, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. This is the process of co-creating with the universe. As you take action, the universe responds by providing the opportunities, resources, and people you need to bring your desires into reality. In conclusion, the vibration of scarcity is not a permanent condition. It is a learned pattern that can be changed. By shifting your focus from lack to abundance, reprogramming your brain through practices like gratitude and visualization, and taking aligned action, you can break free from the chains of scarcity and begin attracting the prosperity and abundance you deserve. The first step is to recognize that scarcity is a mental construct, not a universal truth. And once you realize that, you can begin to rewrite your reality. The idea of manifestation has become increasingly popular in recent years, with countless books, videos, and seminars promising the secret to unlocking a life of abundance, love, and success. But amidst all the excitement, there is a crucial aspect of manifestation that is often overlooked: emotional coherence. It is not enough to merely think about your desires. You must feel them deeply and align your emotional state with your intentions. Without emotional coherence, no amount of visualization, positive thinking, or affirmations will lead to lasting success. Emotional coherence refers to the alignment of your emotions, thoughts, and beliefs with the energy of the universe. It's about being in a state where your inner world resonates harmoniously with your outer desires. But what does this mean in practical terms? Simply put, if you want to manifest something into your life, you must not only think about it, but also feel that it is already yours. The key to this process lies in the emotional charge that accompanies your thoughts. If you're not emotionally aligned with your desires, your manifestations will either be delayed or completely blocked. Joe Dispenza, a leading expert in neuroscience and manifestation, explains that the emotions we experience are directly tied to the electromagnetic fields we emit. These fields influence our reality, as they attract energies that match their vibration. If your thoughts are filled with doubts, fears, or resentment, your electromagnetic field will be in disharmony with your desires, and as a result, you will manifest more of what you don't want. But how can emotions become misaligned in the first place? The problem often lies in the unconscious patterns we carry with us. From an early age, we are conditioned by our families, cultures, and society to adopt certain beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. These beliefs are often limiting and create emotional blockages that prevent us from fully embracing abundance, success, or love. For instance, if you were raised with the belief that money is hard to come by, your emotional state will resonate with the vibration of scarcity, no matter how hard you try to manifest wealth. This is where emotional coherence becomes essential. The first step toward manifestation is to recognize the emotional blockages that may be interfering with your ability to align with your desires. If you're constantly feeling stressed, anxious, or fearful about your financial situation, for example, you are sending out conflicting signals to the universe. While your conscious mind may desire abundance, your emotions are inadvertently reinforcing scarcity, creating a dissonance that blocks the flow of prosperity. In addition to unconscious beliefs, another key factor that contributes to emotional misalignment is the lack of emotional regulation. Many people struggle to manage their emotions in the face of challenges or setbacks. When things don't go as planned, they may fall into frustration, anger, or even despair, which only further distances them from their desires. Emotional regulation is a vital skill in the manifestation process. The more you are able to maintain emotional balance, regardless of external circumstances, the more your energy will align with the frequency of your desires. One way to develop emotional coherence is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By becoming aware of the emotional patterns that arise within you, you can begin to consciously shift them. For example, when you feel fear or doubt arising, instead of allowing those emotions to control you, you can acknowledge them and then choose to shift your focus to thoughts of gratitude, abundance, and love. This simple practice can make a profound difference in the way you manifest your desires. Another powerful tool for cultivating emotional coherence is through heart coherence. Heart coherence is a state in which the heart and brain are in alignment, and it has been scientifically shown to enhance emotional regulation and improve overall well-being. Techniques such as heart-focused breathing, breathing deeply, and focusing on the area around your heart can help bring your body and mind into a state of coherence, allowing you to better align with the energy of the universe. When your heart and mind are in sync, You become a magnet for the experiences you wish to attract. In addition to these practices, it is important to forgive yourself and others for past emotional wounds. Holding on to resentment, guilt, or anger is one of the most common emotional blockages that can prevent manifestation. These negative emotions create energetic ties to the past that keep you anchored in old patterns of thought and behavior. By practicing forgiveness, you release these emotional burdens, clearing the way for new experiences to enter your life. It's also important to recognize that emotional coherence requires patience and practice. Manifestation is not an overnight process, and emotions don't shift instantly. It's a gradual process of aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the energy of abundance and success. Just as it takes time to create new neural pathways in the brain, it takes time to reprogram your emotional responses to match the frequency of your desires. But here's the powerful truth. When you align emotionally with your desires, your manifestations begin to flow effortlessly. You no longer have to push or force your goals into existence. Instead, you begin to receive what is already on its way to you. The universe operates in harmony with your emotional energy, and when your emotional frequency aligns with your desires, you will experience a natural flow of abundance, success, and love. In conclusion, emotional coherence is the missing link in many people's manifestation practices. It's not enough to think positively or visualize your desires. You must also feel them with every fiber of your being. By developing emotional awareness, practicing mindfulness, and aligning your heart and mind, you can overcome emotional blockages and begin to manifest the life you truly desire. Remember, your emotions are powerful. They are the energetic bridge between you and the universe. When you achieve emotional coherence, the universe will respond by bringing your desires to life. We've all heard the phrase, thoughts become things, but how often do we truly grasp the depth of this statement? If you want to manifest abundance in your life, whether it's financial prosperity, fulfilling relationships, or personal growth, it all begins in the mind. The way you think and perceive the world around you directly impacts what you attract into your life. But how can you change your mindset when it feels like it's been programmed in a certain way for so long? Reprogramming your mindset is not a task for the faint of heart. It requires dedication, consistency, and a willingness to embrace new perspectives. But the good news is that it's entirely possible, and the process can be deeply transformative. By utilizing specific techniques, you can begin to rewire your brain for success and align your energy with the abundance you desire. One of the first steps in this journey is to understand that your brain is not static, it is highly adaptable. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, is a powerful tool that allows you to create new thought patterns, behaviors, and emotional responses. The brain's wiring doesn't have to be fixed. It can be reshaped over time through intentional practices. This means that even if you've been stuck in a scarcity mindset for years, it's never too late to shift your thinking. The foundation of this reprogramming is awareness. The first step toward changing your mindset is recognizing the thoughts that are holding you back. These thoughts often manifest as limiting beliefs, those unconscious beliefs about yourself, your worth, and what you can achieve. They might sound like, "I'll never be rich," "I'm not good enough to succeed," or "abundance is only for other people." These thoughts are deeply ingrained in your subconscious mind, but the good news is that awareness is the first step toward change. Once you become aware of these limiting beliefs, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, are these beliefs based on truth, or are they simply the result of past conditioning? Most of the time, these beliefs are not facts. They're just stories your mind has been telling you for years. To break free from these stories, you need to replace them with empowering beliefs that support your desires. For example, instead of thinking, "I'll never be rich," try thinking, "I am capable of creating financial abundance in my life." Instead of "I'm not good enough to succeed," say, "I am worthy of success and I am constantly growing and evolving." The more you practice these new affirmations, the more your brain will begin to form new neural pathways that align with these empowering beliefs. Another key technique for reprogramming your mindset is visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool that allows you to create a mental image of your desired reality. When you visualize your goals and desires, you are not just imagining them, you are emotionally connecting to the feeling of already having achieved them. This emotional connection is what creates the energetic alignment necessary for manifestation. Joe Dispenza explains that the brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you visualize your desired outcome with intense emotion, your brain actually begins to treat it as though it has already happened. This sets in motion a process of neuroplasticity, where your brain starts to form new connections that align with the emotions and beliefs of success. Start by visualizing your goals every day. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you desire. See yourself enjoying the financial abundance you want, the loving relationships you desire, or the career success you're striving for. Allow yourself to feel the joy, excitement, and fulfillment of already having what you want. The more vivid and detailed you can make this visualization, the more powerful it will be. In addition to visualization, gratitude is another technique that can significantly shift your mindset and frequency. Gratitude is a powerful tool for reprogramming your brain because it forces you to focus on the abundance that is already present in your life. When you practice gratitude, you are training your brain to recognize what is working rather than focusing on what is lacking. Start by writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day. They don't have to be big things, just small moments of joy, progress, or love that you experience. By focusing on the positive aspects of your life, you are shifting your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance. As you continue this practice, your brain will start to rewire itself to focus on abundance, and you'll begin to notice more opportunities for growth and prosperity. Another crucial technique for reprogramming your mindset is affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself in order to challenge and change your negative beliefs. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more your brain will accept them as truth. For example, if you've been struggling with the belief that you're not worthy of success, you can use affirmations like, "I am worthy of all the abundance life has to offer," or "Success comes to me effortlessly and easily." These affirmations help to replace limiting beliefs with ones that empower you to achieve your goals. It's important to remember that reprogramming your mindset is a gradual process. You won't change overnight, and there may be moments when old beliefs resurface, but with consistency and patience you can begin to shift your energy and thoughts toward abundance. The key is to be persistent in your efforts and to trust the process. Your brain will adapt to these new beliefs, and soon you will find that manifesting your desires becomes a natural and effortless process. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of aligned action. While mindset work is crucial, it's also important to take inspired action toward your goals. Manifestation is not a passive process, it requires active participation. When you take action toward your desires, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are serious about creating change. Taking small, consistent steps toward your goals helps to build momentum and confidence. It also reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving your desires. The more action you take, the more you align yourself with the energy of your goals, and the universe will respond by bringing more opportunities into your life. In conclusion, reprogramming your mindset is a powerful and essential step in unlocking your abundance frequency. By becoming aware of your limiting beliefs, practicing visualization, using affirmations, expressing gratitude, and taking aligned action, you can transform your thoughts and emotions to align with the life you desire. It may take time, but with patience and consistency, you will find that manifestation becomes not just a practice, but a way of life. Manifestation is not a passive process. It is a conscious, deliberate act of aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to create. Each thought, belief, and emotion you hold has the power to shape the world around you. As we've explored, the key to unlocking your manifestation potential lies in understanding the blocks within you, whether they are rooted in lack of confidence, scarcity mindset, or emotional misalignment. When you work on changing your beliefs, reprogramming your mindset, and aligning your emotions with the energy of abundance, you create a powerful magnetic force that attracts everything you desire. These techniques, whether it's mindfulness, gratitude, visualization, or affirmation, are the tools that help you transform your inner world and, in turn, transform your outer reality. The universe is always responding to the energy you emit, and when you are aligned with your highest desires, you open the doors to infinite possibilities. The journey of manifestation is one of continual growth and transformation. It is a journey of self-discovery, inner healing, and spiritual awakening. It's not about forcing things into existence, but about harmonizing your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the natural flow of the universe. When you learn to live in this harmony, manifestation becomes effortless. So remember, the power to create the life you desire has always been within you. By trusting in the process, embracing your worth, and staying consistent in your practices, you will begin to see the miracles unfold. This is your birthright. Abundance, love, and peace are already on their way to you. Trust yourself, trust the process, and the universe will respond. What would it feel like if you truly believed that everything you desire is already on its way to you? Take a moment and reflect on that question. If you're ready to take the next step toward manifesting the life of your dreams, make sure to subscribe to the channel and continue watching the next video. The journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning. Stay tuned and let's manifest together.